Hi, I'm Lily Hills. I'm the author of The Body Love Manual, How to Love the Body You Have as You Create the Body You Want. And I'm here with a tip today that has been incredibly helpful to me in my own life. Because as you all know, my original story was that I struggled with compulsivity around food for 15 years. Every single day was challenging because all I wanted to do was eat my problems away. Eat that voice in my head away, the one that was making me feel worried about my finances or stressed about the way that I looked or worried about my future. Kept me spiraling in other people's business rather than staying focused on my own. So, what I like to call that period of my life and the thoughts that I was thinking at that period of my life, my story number one. Because that story number one was filled with a mentality of, I'm not going to get beyond this. This is too hard. I'm not capable of overcoming this. I'm going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life. Or I was listening to the comments inside my own head that made me feel like it was going to be too hard. And even comments that I believed that said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to work out. Or I want to take the easy way. And the truth is, the only way to move beyond compulsivity around food, the only way to move beyond excess weight, is to learn how to manage the thoughts in your head that are making you reach for food you're not hungry for, is to learn to manage those impulses that are involuntary. There's a way to stay focused and present that will allow you to transcend those urges. So your story one is some variation probably of mine, which is listening to the untamed mind, listening to that ego monkey mind. So as long as you stay in story one, which is the story of victimized you, the part that doesn't feel powerful, the part of you that feels like there is no end to this circular experience of eating more than you're hungry for and then beating yourself up for it. Story number two is your vision for what you most want. You living at your healthiest weight without dieting, but really learning to eat in synchronicity with your physical appetites rather than your emotional appetites. And in story number two, I'm going to invite you to write down as many things as you can about the life of your dreams. Because the more detail you put into describing that story, the more engaging it is to want to be thinking about it. We don't want to be thinking story number one. That part's involuntary. So the shift to changing your life is getting super duper extra exponentially focused on what it is that you do want. Now that is not an easy task because the mind will drag you like a really intense undertow towards what you don't want. So every single day it's going to be a practice on focusing on what you do want. And remembering that the longer you allow the thoughts in story one to rotate, and these can be thoughts not only about judgment towards yourself, but getting involved in other people's business. That's one of the ways that it keeps you from focusing on what you do want. It's a big trick of the untamed mind. One of the most persuasive and manipulative, focusing on what other people are doing right or wrong rather than where is my life? Who do I want to be? And once you've got that piece nailed down, once you're living in alignment with your highest values of who you want to be and bringing into your life everything that is in that story too, that's when you start to feel the real juice of life on a daily basis. That's when you can overcome depression, high anxiety, and a disconnection from the present moment, which is where life is always unfolding. So today's tip, stay in story two. Train in it on a daily basis. I've got an upcoming group coaching class coming up that's going to go more into detail on the stories and how they rule our lives and how to move beyond them. And I also have the online training for those of you that live out of town, Master Your Mind, Master Your Weight. There's a 30-day trial period on it, so you can try it out free for 30 days to see if it works for you. There's nothing to lose except for optional stress and excess weight. So check it out, masteryourmindmasteryourweight.com. And remember to be kind to yourself today. It brings out the very best of who you are, and that makes the world a better place.